Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
We are back today with the Book of Boba Fett trailer.
Yes.
So, any thoughts?
Well, I'll say that when I watched Star Wars growing up, all the original 6 movies and the Clone Wars, I was a little older, much older with the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I had no interest in Mandalorians or Boba Fett or anything. And I'm well aware that the expanding universe, that's what really cemented Boba's awesomeness in the hearts and minds of like the people older than the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And people in the original trilogy, they just liked him because they didn't know who he was.
He looks cool. And
Yeah. But that being said, I wasn't excited for The Mandalorian. And then when I watched it, I thought it was one of the best shows I watched that year. And it's great, great Star Wars.
It is a fantastic. I mean, being someone that's been out of Star Wars for a long time, that was a great introductory note.
Yeah.
Coming back into it.
And so I know you know enough about Mandalorians that there's like a guy named Mandalore who's like in charge of the Mandalorians. Well, the Clone Wars establishes some more depth to the Mandalorian culture. Recently, past 100, 200 years, they're a pacifist nation. And they are known for that. But there's also another side of them that...
Another side of them that wants to restore...
Yeah, Mandalorian to its former glory.
Yeah.
And I wasn't interested when I watched the Clone Wars, just simply because I was still kind of like, I don't really care about the Mandalorians. But now that I care about the Mandalorian and that show, and it makes me retroactively care about that stuff in the Clone Wars. Yeah. Because you haven't seen that yet. It's coming much, much later.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I was never really interested in the Mandalorians themselves.
Yeah.
But I liked Django, and I liked Boba, and I liked Tamara Morrison.
Yeah, and now the season 2, like, it made me fall in love more with Boba Fett. And, like, I went back and watched the Clone Wars. Oh, this is so cool. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Attack of the Clones. And, like, it's more riveting watching those parts. Yeah. I know this takes... I mean, we did see the first, we did see a teaser at the end of Mandalorian season 2.
See him kill Bib Fortuna. Yeah. And take the throne.
Yeah, and that's just basically what it's about.
Okay.
So, I don't know anything else. I've heard rumors, but maybe we can talk about it after.
I saw announcements today that the trailer was out while I was at work. And I didn't even want to read it.
You had a terrible migraine. You sent it to me like, hey, bitch, hey, 3 o'clock or something.
No, I didn't have to have you pick me up today. I can drive.
He can drive now. And in a few more days, you'll be able to drink. And we'll have that on the channel, his first drink.
3 days.
Yeah.
And there will be a vlog, which is me in a bottle in front of that camera. I won't waste time with words.
You never really do, Zach.
That thing.
Yeah.
I am not a bounty hunter. I've heard otherwise. I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
What prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
Crazy look.
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please. Speak freely.
Okay, so what I did here is this is basically a little bit of stuff cut from the first couple episodes.
Okay.
It goes against kind of what I've heard, which this show is about him getting vengeance on all the people who've wronged him in the past, last couple movies. And that's the only thing I really know about it. It feels like he's trying to kind of do the opposite of what Jabba did.
He's not going to rule through fear. It'll be respect.
Yeah.
So they're trying to establish him as kind of an honorable character.
Yeah.
And he's still taking part in a criminal enterprise.
Yeah, but he's kind of like, what's that movie, Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe? American Gangster. He's more of I don't want to say the honorable criminal, because, you're doing these terrible things, getting drugs to women and children and everything else, but he's, on the surface level, he's not like a psycho, I guess, Well,
he's not feeding people to rancors and shit like that,
What do you think?
I thought I like Boba Fett. I like Tamara Morrison.
Yeah.
The show looked very clean.
It looked like more of The Mandalorian, which is always good, but
But it has a very clean look. That aside, I would say just to kind of... I'm trying to think of the right term for it. But it's a very straightforward trailer.
Yeah,
it was not giving you anything, really. It's just like, well, I mean business. And this is the business. There's a little bit of him kicking ass, a little bit of that crazy ass look on his face when he's clubbing somebody. And you see the Slave One flying by. Mm-hmm. And you don't really get much from the trailer.
You don't really get
you don't get much more than you already got with that clip at the end of The Mandalorian. Because it just carries on with it's established that he's taking the throne.
Yeah.
But
we know at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2 is the Sword of Mandalore. Mm-hmm. That's kind of up in the air right now because now The Mandalorian, Din Djarin has it.
Yeah.
And we know that Bo-Katan...
She has to challenge him now.
Yeah. So there's no Mandalore right now.
Yeah.
I feel like, in the old EU, Boba Fett eventually becomes Mandalore.
You think he would be.
So...
There's no stronger
people are speculating. And I think what eventually will happen is he's going to somehow get involved in that. And he's going to go rule Mandalore.
That play for power.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I mean, kind of. Right now, he's not enveloped in all that Mandalorian shit. Because the Mandalorian and, was it Bo-Katan? What's her name?
I think it's Bo-Katan, yeah.
Bo-Katan?
Yeah.
They are both on polar ends. Almost.
Yeah, she really cares, and he doesn't.
Yeah, and Boba Fett doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
But the Mandalorian cares about at least his little sect and how they were. So those two, him and Bo-Katan, both have that history with that order and that people and that culture, whereas Boba grew up on the outs.
He did. His father Jango was more involved.
Yeah.
But even he just became a bounty hunter. But I think that's kind of the thing, is like the prodigal son. Like he comes back and he's like maybe the best leader.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean?
And maybe it'll build up to that.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
You think if the story's going to go any farther, or they're going to take it up another tier, that would be it?
Well, for me, it makes sense. Like, so we've talked about, and it's all but confirmed that Thrawn is eventually going to be the big baddie.
Yeah.
And if it's one of those things, I mean, there's a 30-year gap between episodes 6 and 7. Mm. There's a lot of shit that happens.
Yeah.
So if the galaxy has to unite against a threat, it'd be great if we had Mandalore on our side. And who do we know who's from Mandalore?
Well, if they fight, if they're not pacifist anymore.
Without saying anything too much, I guess. If they're not pacifists anymore.
Well, that says a lot. So.
This just makes me think of the larger story. But in terms of judging it by the trailer, like you said, it looked good. Music looked good.
I think it's cool. We get to see more Tatooine.
Yeah.
It's showing some bigger cities, different areas of Tatooine, because usually it's just fucking moisture farms and, slum. The fucking slums like Mos Eisley. Yeah.
George tried all kinds of ways to make Mos Eisley look bigger before when he was making it. Yeah. Because for him, Luke had to go from the farm to the big city.
Yeah.
And from the big city out to the world. Mm-hmm. But then in the original trilogy, which is near and dear to my heart, like the original pre-special edition cut, it's like a gas station. You know what I mean?
There isn't much.
But and then the special edition, it's bigger. And then we see more of it in episode 1, The Phantom Menace. We see more in The Mandalorian Season 1 and more here. Like Mos Eisley looks like a big city. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of the great benefits of re-showing the city now. And I think that, it might not have been Mos Eisley. It could have been something else. There are a couple of different cities there.
Well, the city it showed there was in a crater.
Yeah, I guess, and I don't think,
Mos Eisley wasn't.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure where the place is. It's definitely a lot cleaner looking than Mos Eisley.
Yeah, some of it.
The tower and shit that it showed. It just looked a lot nicer.
So
maybe somebody's little private oasis.
Yeah, those are all Jabba's generals or
captains.
Yeah. Okay. So, and we see a few different species there. We did see, you said, that thing. The spider thing?
Yeah, the droid.
Yeah, I think that's in Return of the Jedi.
It is.
It's just in the background.
You see it walking past when C-3PO is coming in to Jabba's palace.
Okay.
It's walking in the background.
Yeah.
And here it's a lot more limber.
Yeah.
It's moving a little bit faster than
I'm sure. Back then there's probably 5 or 6 guys just walking it along like that. And we did see, The Mandalorian, one of the great episodes with Timothy Olyphant, where he's wearing the armor first.
Yeah.
We see that the Tusken Raiders, I heard that's racist. You gotta call them Sand People. But does Sand People sound more racist?
What? See, it does. It sounds like what you use in the modern day to talk about people in the Middle East.
Yeah.
These fucking Sand People!
Yeah. So,
preempt the fuck.
Tusken Raiders is just like calling people these gangsters.
These Sand People motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, Bill, where's Sand People motherfuckers, man?
Yeah.
We
said the same thing. We just preempt the fuck.
Exactly. So, whatever, Tusken Raiders, we see that, we do know that they can work with people for a better cause.
Yeah. Well, he had a gaffy stick in that one episode.
He did.
So it makes me wonder if he's probably had dealings with them.
Well, maybe when he busted out of the sand... the Sarlacc. Like he got... Yeah, maybe he was living with them for a little bit or something.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be cool.
It's a good possibility. He's roaming the fucking desert.
I've read that there's going to be maybe some flashbacks to show that, to tell the story. And I even read that... I've read that it's rumored there's going to be flashbacks from even earlier.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Or he could be playing Django.
He could be. He could easily, without having all that
He doesn't have to do anything. It's just...
Because he's only supposed to be like 30.
Yeah.
And this... Or maybe not 30.
He's 50s in real life.
Yeah. So that's why they put all the scarring on him. Yeah. I would love for... I can't remember his name. The original actor who plays Boba Fett when he's a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he comes back and does the voice. And, he does the voice in the Clone Wars later on. You'll see that.
Okay.
And he's kind of a big part of the Star Wars community in terms of, like, being an ambassador. I would like to see him come back in some form. Personally. Like, they had Matt Lanter, who played Anakin, come in and play that. It was that heist episode.
What episode?
The heist episode in Season 1 where the Mandalorian joins his old crew and they're breaking into that Imperial prison.
Bill Burr is in there.
Bill Burr is his first episode. Well, Matt Lanter plays Anakin. He plays a small role. He plays not the Imperial, but the Republic guard or Republic... the guy with the hat who gets shot. That's how it's actually Anakin. So anyways, it looked cool. And, Disney has done a great job with Star Wars. I love The Mandalorian. Those guys are making this. They're making Obi-Wan. It's a good time to be a fan. And, like I said, I wasn't excited about this stuff before, and now I'm like a huge Mandalorian, Boba Fett dude. I'm like, I just really want to see more.
Yeah, I can understand that. They're definitely, hyping it up quite a bit. So
yeah.
It's like, what do you... I don't know. What can you complain about? I mean, I'm just... My main thing was just, it was a very... Simple trailer. It didn't give you anything really, like any meat to chew.
No,
it was just him saying, "Hey, I want to have a corporation," and then all the guys talking shit, and we'll just kill you.
What I thought would have been cool is if he says "speak your mind," and there's some kind of violent act that happens. He pushes a button, and they all fall down in.
They have flamethrower and just burns them all at the table.
Yeah. So
a cigar and lights it on their flames.
Assumingly, he tries to. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know about the different ruling styles and why people do what they do, but I feel like maybe if Jabba didn't have to rule by fear, it might have been less stressful if he didn't have to.
But he
probably had to.
He probably got living by a long line of he doesn't want to be the weak link.
Yeah.
In that chain. Of the Hutts.
Yeah.
So he rules with an iron fist, and he probably leisurely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, his whole family grew up that way, eating slugs and, watching beautiful Twi'leks dance and dropping people in a fucking rancor pit.
Yeah, so we all... Okay, so here's another thing. Actually, I can't do it without spoiling the Bad Batch, but I guess there's more to the Boba Fett and Jango Fett lineage. I mean, there's a bunch of clones.
Yeah.
So, the Bad Batch has a very cool story. And... way after Clone Wars and stuff, we'll get to that, I guess. But, if it is what I think it is, it could show up here, and then we'll just end up, just like Ahsoka, you end up being spoiled, and I'll just talk about it then.
Yeah, I know she's still alive. So.
Yeah, so that's it.
Alright, thank you for tuning in. If you like Star Wars, if you like assholes in the basement talking about Star Wars, subscribe.
Top floor of a 6-story building, Zakk. Downtown Marietta.
Comment down below. If you don't, you won't.
That's it.
See ya.
See you later.